times.
Tommy was already recruited.
Was he?
Yeah.
By who?
7th grader. I can't say.
Oh, but he's not leaving, is he? You like ODA too much, don't you? It's about the education, my peoples. Wow! How embarrassing is that? Okay. Yeah, the wind. Getting it.
So, Tom, you understand what I did on that ODA?
Yes.
You started streaming, and then afterward, after it's been uploaded.
Okay. I'm wondering if I should go down below and see if that wind... I'm wireless, right? Should I go down below and see if that wind blocks it with this...
There's no window below, though.
No. Over... Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm still outside. But maybe the wind's blocked because of the press box.
The flag's blowing right at us.
Okay.
Let me put this back on.
Yes, sir.
So once an event is uploaded, then if you go back to manager, it'll just say edit video. You can put in an in and an out. That's it.
Right.
You can't edit out of halftime. Correct.
Like that.
Correct.
Why didn't I ask? Dang it. I agree. It is great out here. Now, at some point, it'd be great if we had where I could have a screen. If I could have a screen somehow at some point, you know how they do, or we can see. You can't see it anyway, but at some point, if we're really doing that, that's just awesome.
See what he's shooting?
Well, yeah, because I know we're far away a little bit, but there's times I can look there and maybe see if he's throwing a fastball curve a little more. I meant to ask about the repertoire, and I didn't get into it. I'm upset I didn't. Whatever you are.
We're going to do their national anthem. Do you want to go after the national anthem?
We can go after. Yeah.
I'm so interested in seeing people watch this.
I've been so busy. I would have promoted it, but I didn't have time. I've been slammed.
All my schools have been pretty good. All they literally have to do is send out the link because
Let's catch this.
Right. Okay.
all right.
It's Play on Sports, right? And we're part of Sarasota Christian today, or are we part of...
Sarasota Christian.
We are.
Play on Sports.
No, that's fine. Oh, I'm Play on Sports, but I usually do like an SCN network, Sarasota Christian Network or something. SC. Okay, that'll work. Cool.
Okay, ready? 5, 3.
Welcome to Canterbury High School, where we are at the regional semifinal for baseball today, where the Canterbury Crusaders will host Sarasota Christian. That's great, thank you. And today it is a huge matchup. Both teams are being announced right now. Canterbury was announced first. I don't know if they're going to announce. I'm sorry, Sarasota Christian was first. The funny thing is you'll probably hear me get screwed up all night because the teams have the same colors. They're royal blue and yellow. Now, Sarasota Christian is in the royal blue jerseys with white pants. And then Canterbury is going to be in the all-white jerseys. So, but I will do my best to not lose everything there, and we'll go from there. But Sarasota Christian comes in with a record of 26-1, playing against Canterbury, who's 12-14. Like I said, Canterbury is the home team. We're about ready to do the national anthem. My name is Curtis Stelzer. I am the voice of SCF Manatees. And now I'm also the voice of Fox Sports Sarasota. So that's WTMY.com if you'd like to go out there and listen. Their show, I'm on their show, Hazed and Confused, from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. 2 to 3 days a week. So I really enjoy doing that. So we're about ready to do the national anthem, and I will get everybody up to date on both teams as we go along. So obviously baseball is a 7-inning game, and we'll be right back with you as we are ready for the national anthem. had a little technical difficulty with the national anthem, so we are ready to go. So once again, I'm Curtis Stelzer. We are here with Play On Sports. You can go out there, playonsports.com. Once again, the regional semifinals, Sarasota Christian versus Canterbury. Canterbury's a home team because they beat Sarasota Christian in the district final. That is one of the ways they got here. The funny thing is, Sarasota Christian went 2-0 against Canterbury during the regular season, but in the district final, Canterbury wins the game 2-1, and that is a very interesting thing. Very similar to what happened down in Sarasota when Outdoor Academy did that too. It's drawing a blank, but they did the same thing. They lost to our Cardinal Mooney. Cardinal Mooney won both games during the regular season, and then ODA beat them in the district final to advance to the regionals, which is a pretty good deal for them. So, on the mound for the Canterbury Crusaders, Patrick Walsh, who was on the mound, and your starting lineup for the Sarasota Christian Blazers. Jonathan Miller is going to lead off and play center field. Joey Shamp will be in the DH spot and hitting second. Hitting third, Chad Miller, the shortstop. And before I get to that, let me give you the positions for Canterbury out here in the field. David Siegel's catching. Patrick Walsh obviously on the mound. Hunter Tomko's at first. David Rodica's at second. Steve Valentine at short. Stephen Winnisett is at third. Jeremy Rivera in left. Emmanuel Rosario in center. And John Rivera in right. And I will get the lineup ready to go for you as we go along for Sarasota Christian. Leading off, Jonathan Miller, left-handed hitting center fielder. He comes in hitting .439, and that'll play pretty much every day in the major leagues. Here's the first pitch. Fastball just misses inside. 1-0. We are sitting high atop the press box here. Really, it's kind of made for football, and we're able to spin it around, so the view for the game is as good as you can get. First pitch looked a little low. Our second pitch, after 1-0, a little below the knees, but it's called a strike. 1-1. Walsh will deliver the 1-1. It's swung on and fouled. 1-2. So Walsh fall behind. First pitch of the game, but he's come right back with 2 strikes. Jonathan Miller will try to at least make contact, put the ball in play with 2 strikes. The 1-2 is in the dirt. 2-2. Very interesting thing with both these teams being in the regional semifinals. The starting catcher for Sarasota Christian is an 8th grader. And the starting catcher for Canterbury is a freshman swinging a foul. And that is a rare thing when you get that young of a catcher and your team can make it to the regionals. If you follow Major League Baseball, most teams that have a good catcher really go far in the playoffs. That's for sure. Pitch is high and outside. 2-2. 3-2. Count is full. I don't have the scoreboard in front of me, so you have to bear with me sometimes. The 3-2 payoff pitch right there on the outside corner. Called strike 3. Nice pitch from Walsh. Had a little tailing action on that fastball. Walsh is a senior. He also hits number 2 in the order for Canterbury. So it's his first strikeout of the night. And here comes Joey Shamp, the DH. On deck's Chad Miller. And if anyone can get on, Shane Shiflett. Shiflett is the 8th grade catcher. Hitting 4th. And he's hitting .521 on the year. And it's not like he's played 3 games. He's played in 27 ball games. Pitch is low and outside. 2-0. The 2-0 from Walsh. Right there, right down central. 2-1 to Shamp. Shamp comes in as the DH. He's hitting .351 on the year. No home runs, but he's driven in 14. There's a ground ball to short. Shortstop of field, fire across. Scooped in the dirt, but he's going to beat it out. Really, what they're going to say he was pulled off the bag. I don't know if they would have got him anyways, so slowly hit. Interesting what the scorekeeper's going to call it, but I think it's going to be an error. It's a routine ground ball, so we'll see. It's an E6. And here comes Chad Miller, the shortstop. He's a senior. He's hitting .431 on the year. Shamp on first. First pitch is called a strike. 0-1. Man, I thought that was just on the outside the plate, but he gets the call. Champ's stolen 2 bases so far this year. But with the bats coming up behind him, you don't know if he'll really take a chance and steal in this situation. Pitch is low. 1-1. On deck is the 8th grader, Shiflett. And if anybody gets on after that and the inning can continue, number 5 hitter, Taylor Briggs, the senior, will bat as well. Next pitch in the dirt, 2-1. Nice play by Siegel behind the plate. Ball in the dirt. The 2-1 Champ isn't going. Swung on and missed. They'll throw down behind the runner. Champ gets back safely. 2-2. It's the first swing and miss of the night that Patrick Walsh has had. We're in the top of the first at Canterbury High School if you're just tuning in. Regional semifinal. Basically that means it's 2-2 the count. Basically that means there's 16 teams left in the 2A playoffs. The 2-2 is swung on. It's popped up. Second baseman's out. He'll over the shoulder play. Nice play. It wasn't hit deep enough for the center fielder or the left fielder to get out to that. It's a nice play by the second baseman. 2 down. Still a man at first. And that'll bring in the 8th grader, Shiflett. So Shiflett comes in hitting .521. He has 15 doubles, 3 triples, a home run. He's driven in 38. He leads the team in almost every category. Now, seriously, kid's in 8th grade. Kid's probably going somewhere. That's all I got to say. At his size, he should be overmatched, and he obviously is not. The 1-0. Swung on and driven out in the left center field. That ball's going to get down. And the center field get over, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. And Sarasota Christian's going to take an early 1-0 lead on the 2-out RBI double by the 8th grade catcher, Shiflett. Kid shows why he's hitting .521 right there, and he missiles one into the gap. And it's an early 1-0 lead for the Blazers. The kid absolutely tattooed that ball in the gap. And here comes Briggs, the second baseman. He's hitting .455. And no, these are not on-base percentages, folks, for this team. It's their batting averages. First pitch is called a strike. I think he might have changed up on him there. Good pitch there. 0-1. Briggs, right-handed hitting second baseman, has Shiflett in scoring position, so a base hit on the grass will probably score him. Swung on and fouled straight back. 0-2. So Walsh, the right-hander, gets 2 outs, but he can't get around Shiflett. 1-0, the early lead here. Pitch is high, 1-2. Center fielder for the Crusaders, Emmanuel Rosario, had a chance to cut it off before the wall. Gets to the wall. I'm wondering if they could have kept him at third at that point. Pitches inside. Oh! Did he check his swing? I missed it. Look, low and in. Now, you got to remember, we're deep away. That's strike 3. The second strikeout of the inning for Walsh. And we will head to bottom of the first, where the Blazers lead the Crusaders 1-0. You're listening to Play on Sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
One shot at this.
That kid hit the ball.
Winnicett will lead it off for the Crusaders, trailing 1-0 here in the regional semifinal. Canterbury trails Sarasota Christian, head and bottom first, 1-0. And don't forget, Sarasota Christian's 2-1 against Canterbury so far this year, but when it mattered most, Canterbury won, and that was in the district final. So leading off for the Crusaders will be Winnicett, and then it's Patrick Walsh, the pitcher. David Rodica will hit third, and if anybody gets on, David Seagal. No relation to Steven, as far as I'm aware. So the catcher, Shiflett, throws it down, and we are about ready to get underway. Sarasota Christian comes in at 26-1. They're 14-1 at home, 10-0 away. 2-0 on neutral site. So they've had themselves one heck of a year. The Crusaders come to the plate led by head coach Dave Smith, and here's Winnicett, the third baseman, right-handed hitter. First pitch is inside corner, 0-1. Wind is blowing out, to say the least, and we'll just say it's gusting. But I'm wondering if it's because we're on top of the Andes. The 0-1 drops in, but just a bit inside. 1-1. Absolutely beautiful day here in Sarasota. Oh, we're in Tampa. I take that back. But St. Pete, thank you, St. Pete. There's a swing and a grounder to the third. Third baseman gets under his glove, and that'll be an error on the third baseman to start the game. Winnicett, you can tell I'm still learning my geography in the state of Florida. I apologize, folks. Patrick Walsh, it's been, let's see, I lived here in 97. That's when I moved away when I finished playing soccer here. So it's been long enough. I can't remember what happened yesterday, no less. So here's Walsh, right-handed pitcher. He's a left-handed hitter, and I wonder if he's a switch hitter. So we got a man at first. Nobody out. Pitch is just a bit high, 1-0. Zach Quillian is on the mound for the Blazers, and he will lead it off next inning. Winnicett, short lead from first, they'll throw over, and he's back. Didn't look like he had a big lead whatsoever. Anyone who gets on, David Rodica's third. Anybody gets on, Seagal. Swinging a shot down the left field line. It's going to back the left field up. It's going to get over his head. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. And that is going to tie the ball game, and the ball is going to go under the fence. And it's going to be an interesting call here to see if he was going to score. He was going to score. He was already on third. And they are going to make Walsh go back to second. Let's see if they count the run. They do not. Now, he was already around third when he raised his arms. That's a tough call for Canterbury. And the first two runners are on. One with an error, Walsh with a double. Should have been an RBI double. So second and third. Around the horn for Sarasota Christian. Like I said earlier, Shiflett's behind the plate with Quillian on the mound, and then it's Winger at first, Briggs at second, Chad Miller at short, Brady Weaver at third. Brandon Helmuth's in left, Jonathan Miller in center, and Lance Helmuth is in right field. So we've got two on with nobody out. Crusaders threatening to, at minimum, tie the game, if not take the lead with two runners in scoring position. Nobody out. Second baseman David Rodica steps in. First pitch from Quillian is high. 1-0. You got to think, even though the game really was meaningless for Sarasota Christian, I know they could have won a district title, but they advanced in the regionals no matter what. Here's the 1-0. Swung on it, chopped up the middle. Second baseman will field. He'll go to first and get the sure out, but it's going to be an RBI for Rodica, and you'll take that, at least tie the game on the 4-3 putout. You'll take that all day long. And now the nice thing is, with only one out, Walsh goes to third. A fly ball or even the ground ball to the right side should give the Crusaders the lead because Sarasota Christian's playing back. Here's David Segal. Steve Valentine on deck. The catcher, freshman catcher, ball inside. 1-0. So the district championship the Crusaders win, you know it gave them confidence just to prove to themselves that they can beat the Sarasota Christian Ball Club. When they beat them, they were 25-0. They come in at 26-1. Swung on. Little foul over the Blazers dugout. I'm sorry, Crusaders dugout. 1-1. So this is the first time we've had this view at any of the broadcasts we've done with Play On Sports here. Still trying to get used to it a little bit because right now I wanted to say there's been a ball hit the right center field and it's left center field, so bear with me there. Pitch low and outside, 2-1. Airplane flying over with the Tom Will You Marry Me sign. The 2-1 from Quillian. Swung on, grounded up the middle. Second baseman will get in front of it, knock it down, pick it up, and fire across. Nice play to stay with it by the second baseman, but it's another RBI on the 4-3 ground out. But you got to think if you are the head coach of Sarasota Christian, you'd probably take that. They only score the 2 runs, and nobody else gets on. So we do have 2 down, and the Crusaders have gained the lead. And Valentine will hit with no one on base. Right-handed hitting shortstop. Hunter Tomko on deck, the first baseman. A full windup, nice pitch there from Quillian, called a strike. Looked like a slow curve, dropped right in. Valentine's sitting, slow curve, he might have hit us. Quillian will get the sign in the 0-1, in the dirt, 1-1. So Quillian starts with an interesting full wind. He starts with the ball and his arm dead behind his back, the throwing arm. Interesting, and then he goes straight into the windup. The 1-1 is high, 2-1. Now, I'm not a high school coach. Never thought I would be, but with the wind blowing out as far as it is, surprising how shallow the outfielders are playing, and I think that's why the left fielder got burned. Swung and fouled straight back. 2-2. Valentine was right on it. Just missed it. Valentine will dig back in. Quillian set. And he will get the sign he wants, and he'll deliver the 2-2. Swung on, chopped to third. Third baseman will field. He'll fire across, and that will retire the side. But the damage is done by the Crusaders in the first. They reach on an error to start, so confidence booster for the third baseman of Sarasota Christian to make that play. But then there's the double by Walsh and back-to-back groundouts, make it a 2-1 Crusaders lead. You are listening to Play On Sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was Snyder. Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from Dion.
He took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just...
Holy cow!
Can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think Dion froze when he saw him. He's ready to hand off to his running back. He froze when he saw him and just let him have the ball.
12 seconds to go.
Oh, you could hear a pin drop.
Welcome back to Canterbury High School. Top of the second between Canterbury and Sarasota Christian. Sarasota Christian scored one in the top of the first. Canterbury answers with two of their own in the bottom half. We got a 2-1 lead heading to the bottom or top of the second. Opposing pitcher Zach Quillian will step to the plate to lead off the second. Pitch is low and inside. 1-0. Patrick Walsh, Crusaders pitcher, has already struck out two. It's a good pitch right at the knees. 1-1. Looks like for sure Walsh has a pretty good fastball, but he works everything off his curveball. He's got good movement, at least from here. That's what I'm seeing. Quillian tried to call for time. He called it too late, and Walsh put it right down central. 1-2, and Quillian is not happy with the call, and you better zip your lip when you're in there because you're the opposing pitcher. You got to wonder if that comes back. You got to wonder if Quillian will try to quick pitch a couple people next inning. The 1-2 swung on, chopped the, and it's going to split between first and second. Right fielder will boot it, but it doesn't go far. He's able to stay with it. Well done by Quillian for that 1-1 pitch not to get to him. And he ends up looking like Willie McGee back in the day, swinging at a pitch in his ankles, driving it between first and second and still getting a base hit. McGee hit 353 in 85, winning the MVP. So nice stuff there by Quillian. And that'll bring in Brady Weaver, the third baseman. He's going to show bunt. Attempts at it. They're going to throw behind the runner, and they got him. Oh, they're going to say he's safe. And I'm telling you right now, at least from here, he looked like he got him. And I think it was a bunt attempt. It looked like it's got to be 0-1. I didn't see the ump move his arm, but he did attempt to bunt. Brady Weaver, the third baseman, comes in hitting 326. The 0-1 to Weaver. He shows to swing there. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Brandon Helmuth on deck. And if it gets that far, Ryan Winger, the number 9 hitter, will hit. Swung on and driven to deep center. Center fielder is going to go back, and it's going to one-hop the wall. Center fielder will pick it up. He'll get it back in a hurry, and it's going to be a double for Weaver. And the Blazers, after allowing 2 in the bottom of the first for the Crusaders to come back and take a 2-1 lead, they come right back with a single to lead it off by Quillian, a double by Weaver, and they got second and third, nobody out, and Brandon Helmuth will stroll out to the plate. Helmuth, the left fielder, comes in hitting 91 on the year. 0-91. He's only played in 6 games. He's a senior, so I wonder if he had an injury and he's still trying to get his timing. Nice thing by the coaches to give him a chance to get that back. That's something, I guess. He'll swing and ground one to third. They'll look back. They'll throw across. And that'll be one down as the infield was playing in. So Helmuth couldn't get that ground ball to the right side or loft the ball for the sac fly to tie the game. So we got one down, and that puts the number 9 hitter, Ryan Winger, in a tough spot with one out. Infield playing in again for the Crusaders. First pitch is, that's going to be a base hit to center. Winger's going to drive in one. They will hold the runner at third, and they will have runners at the corner and one out. It's an RBI single by Winger. And they tie the game at 2, the Crusaders do. I'm sorry, the Blazers do. We've got a 2-2 game. Could be a game of offense tonight with the wind blowing out. So already twice tonight we've seen fielders beat because of the wind blowing out. And we'll turn the lineup card over. Back to the top of the order, Jonathan Miller. He struck out looking to lead off the game. Weaver on third, Winger on first. There's a good tailing fastball, paints the black on the outside corner. 0-1. Center fielder for the Crusaders, Rosario, is backing up the right fielder, Rivera. The 0-1 is high and outside. 1-1. No truth to the rumor that the Helmuth kids are big-time card players. The 1-1, the one outside is Phil Helmuth, the poker brat. Outside, 3-2. Joey Champ is on deck. He reached on an air in the first. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4. And we will load the bases in the second for the Blazers. And it's going to be Champ who reached on an air. He comes in hitting .351. And we're going to have a meeting of the minds on the mound. And this is when I quote my favorite movie of all time, Bull Durham, and candlesticks always make a nice gift. So 2-2 the score. Could be an interesting game to say the least. And they will end the meeting .625 here in St. Petersburg, Florida. Cool thing about where I'm standing, I can see where the Rays play. Pitch in the dirt, 1-0 to Champ. And it looks like they may have gotten to Walsh a little bit. Might be rattled a little bit. Usually when you have the meeting with the coach, you're able to throw the next pitch and strike. Pitches in the dirt, 2-0. Walsh has nowhere to put Champ. Weaver on third. Winger on second. Jonathan Miller is on first. The 2-0 shows bunt, and there's a good pitch. Right at the belt, 2-1. So there's a Ryan Winger, the first baseman, who is on second base right now. The 2-1 is going to be popped up straight up. Catcher's going to come in, and he's going to make a nice play behind the plate for 2 down, and that would be a main reason why head coaches in baseball are either bald or gray. Bases loaded in a 2-2 game. You're ahead in the count, and you can't get that fly ball or the ground ball to the right side to at least give your team the lead. And now we're sitting on 2 down. And here's Miller, the number 3 hitter. Pitches outside, 1-0. The 1-0. Check swing. They didn't even appeal. Or did he call a strike? He didn't. They didn't appeal. They say he didn't go. 2-0. Now that looked like he did. .2-0 pitch from Walsh to Miller. Swung on, grounder to third. Third baseman will step on the bag, and that will retire the side. So Sarasota Christian sends 7 to the plate, and they can only get 1 across as they get 3 base hits in the inning and a walk, but they leave 3, and we will head to bottom of the second. 2-2 the score. You are listening to Play on Sports.
1 match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from
He
Dion.
took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just...
Holy cow!
Can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think Dion froze when he saw him. He's ready to hand off to his running back. He froze when he saw him and just let him have the ball. 12 seconds to go.
Oh, you could hear a pin drop.
5, 4, 3, 2. Get the snap off. Last play of the game. Brewster rolls right. Gets away from 2 sacks. Dawn's.
Welcome back to Canterbury High School. Zach Quillian back out for his second inning of work for Sarasota Christian. First pitch to the leadoff man, Tomko, swung on and missed. 0-1. Tomko, the first baseman, will lead off. Then it's John Rivera and Devin Levi. Anybody gets on, Emmanuel Rosario, the center fielder. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. The paparazzi is calling me. No big deal. I'll talk to them later. The 1-1 to Tomko. Quillian delivers. Swung on. Popped up right in foul territory, about 10 feet behind the first base bag. First baseman will make the play. 1 down. John Rivera. He'll stroll in. The right fielder, 1 down. Rivera, right-handed hitting right fielder, and the DH Levi on deck. First pitch from Quinlan, hit by Rivera right to the center fielder Miller, and he will make the play using the glove to shade his eyes. 2 down. Looks like, I'm sure the coaches talked with the Blazers outfielders to take a couple steps back. It looks like they're playing a couple steps deeper, especially the left fielder. 2 down, and here's Levi. In a 2-2 game in the second. Pitch just misses, 1-0. You can hear parents complaining all the way from here about the umpires. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Woo! That ball had some tailing action on it. Drove right in on Levi's hands. It had a little rise to it, too. 1-1. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Really looks like Quillian settled down after a rough first inning. But he's now retired 5 in a row after the air and then the double to lead off the game. There's a little ground ball between first and second. It will roll into right field for a base hit for Levi. Good 1-2 hitting there by Levi. He was behind in the count. He's able to shorten the stroke, go the other way, and get a base hit to continue the inning. The reason that's key, that brings up the number 9 hitter, Rosario, and even if he makes an out, at least you flip the lineup card over and you go to the top of the order in the third. That is an important thing. People take for granted that number 8 hitter. It's a huge deal. Little check swing, fouled straight back. 0-1. So the Crusaders, in the bottom of the first, reached on an error by the third baseman to start the game. And then Walsh doubled. They're going to throw her over. Safe. And then basically Quillian, the Blazers starting pitcher, got Radica to ground out to second, Segal to ground out to second, but both runs came in. There's swinging a foul. And then Valentine grounded out with the bases empty. So after the first two hitters, Quillian really has settled down. I think we're looking at an 0-2 count to Rosario. Pitch just misses 1-2. That's exactly what you do on an 0-2 pitch. You're going to pitch low and outside, and if you're going to hit something, you're not going to hit it far. He did that to Levi on a 1-2 count, and he just did a good job of hitting the ball the other way. And there's a strike 3 call. The catcher for Sarasota Christian, Shiflett, knew it. He was up before it was even called, and that will retire the side. So the Crusaders send forward to the plate. They get a base hit, and he's stranded. And we will head to the top of the third. 2-2, you are listening to Play on Sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
.316 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the...
4, 5, and 6 coming to the plate for the Blazers here in the third. 2-2 game. There's a swing and a shot to left. It's going to drop and it's going to skip over to center fielder Rosario, who slipped on the play. Left fielder's going to come over, and that is going to be a leadoff triple for the 8th grader Shiflett. And he's got a double and now a triple. And he continues to add to his .521 average. Tell you what, folks, you got to think about this. There's a 5-year difference between that starting pitcher for the Crusaders and Shiflett. That is absolutely amazing at these ages that kid can do that. Rosario's down in center field. Rolled the ankle in the play coming to try and make the diving play, and when it hopped over, it rolled all the way. Now you got to wonder if he's cramping. He's trying to stretch it. It looked like he may have rolled the ankle. So it's a leadoff triple for Shiflett. We'll have Briggs, Quillian, and Weaver up the rest of this inning here in the top of the third. So it's 2-2 the score. Regional semifinal. 16 teams remaining in the state tournament of the Class 2A. Rosario's going to try and run it off, and you can tell he's got a little bit of a limp there. When you play in center field, you need to cover some ground. And that thing, he's still trying. He's going to tell Coach he's okay. Head coach Dave Smith will make the long jog back. I'm assuming there's no athletic trainer on duty because you would think they would come out as well. If so. So Shiflett had an RBI double in the first, and now he has a leadoff triple in the third, and he's making case to be MVP of this game here. Don't forget, winner moves on, and the loser is out. Crusaders obviously have home field advantage here. First pitch from Walsh was a ball or a strike. I missed it. I thought I heard him say ball. I didn't see the arm cock. I don't know. Pitch in the dirt, gets away. Catcher's able to run it down. I think it's 2-0. And if I'm wrong, it wouldn't be the first or last time. Ask my wife. So Taylor Briggs, the second baseman, hitting .455. He struck out swinging to end the first. And he stranded Shiflett at second. There's a strike call. See, now that I see and hear that, it might be 1-2. There's a swing and a fly ball to left. Left fielder's going to come in. Lost it. Now he'll hurry. He'll make the play, and he's going to fire home, and he's going to overthrow the catcher, and Shiflett's going to come in and score. He wasn't even trying to go on the play. You got to wonder if adrenaline took that ball. You also have the wind against them. And so the air, it's the catch by the left fielder for the 7, but it's an E7 on the throw. No RBI on the play. And it's 3-2. Blazers lead the Crusaders. And Quillian made it sound like they say Quillen. I'm going to go Quillian. He singled and scored in the second. Hitting .347. He's also the pitcher tonight. Pitch is inside. 1-0. I think Quillian was asking for time again. It's the second time. It's 1-1. Now, I'm sorry, I missed one. He's trying to update the scorebook. There's a chopper to first. First baseman will field step on the bag. And that'll be 2 down. Brady Weaver, the third baseman, comes in hitting .326. He doubled in the second for the Blazers. So the Blazers scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and now they've scored 1 in the third. They got nobody on, 2 outs. If you can score a run every inning, you're probably going to win a lot of ball games whether you put a crooked number up or not. Pitch paints the outside corner. 1-1. The count to Weaver. If he can get on Helmuth, Brandon Helmuth, 1-2. Center fielder is playing dead straight away on Weaver. Swung on and missed. That will retire the side, but the damage is done by the Blazers. The RBI triple by Shiflett. He scores on the overthrow. There's only 1 hit in the inning. No one left. The run is unearned. We will head to bottom of the third. 3-2. Blazers lead the Crusaders. You're listening to Play On Sports.
Good job, Curtis.
Thanks, sir. Trying to get the names down.
1 match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from Dion.
He took the ball right out of Dion.
Quillian back out for his 3rd inning of work. 3-2, Blazers lead the Crusaders. And it's going to be the top of the order for Canterbury. Stephen Winnisett, Patrick Walsh, David Rodica. Anybody gets on, David Segal. Gotcha. So Winnisett reached on an error by the 3rd baseman to lead off the first for Canterbury. And here we go in the 3rd. Quillian's really settled down since that first inning. They'll show bunt. He attempted. It's called a strike. 0-1. It's just by the naked eye. But you just get the feeling that Quillian, I know he gave up a single in the second, but ever since those first 2 batters reached in the first, he's really settled down and thrown a good ball game. You got to wonder if this 3 runs by the Blazers can hold up for him. Pitch in the dirt, 1-1. It's just one of those deals. I get that feeling he really found his groove. At one point, he had retired 5 in a row, and he's retired 6 of the last 7. Didn't help him that there was a leadoff error in the first. There's a good pitch on the outside corner. 2-2. Patrick Walsh on deck. He doubled. Both of those runners scored in the first inning to give the Crusaders the lead after 1. Pitch in the dirt. Here's the next pitch from Quillian. He's going to swing and drive one to left center. That ball's going to get down. It's going to take 2 hops and go up against the wall. Miller's going to get it back into the relay man. The shortstop lost it. He was going to throw it to second. It just stuck to his hand. Saw that the other day in the major. So it happens everywhere, and it's a leadoff double for Winniset. And since they don't know me, their job is to make me look good, and since I said Quillian settled down, of course, Winniset hits a double in the left center field to lead off the third. Here's Patrick Walsh, the pitcher. He doubled in the first. Pitch from Quillian right there on the outside corner, 0-1. Crusader, all of the fans here and the ladies in the booth over there, concession stand, they were very cordial to us, that's for sure, helping us out, getting us where we need to set up. They were great, so thank you to them, that's for sure. Long look in by Quillian. Now he's got his sign. He'll come from the belt and deliver 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Lots of room in left center field with the left-handed hitting Walsh strolling to the plate. There's a pitch, just misses outside, 2-1. So the left fielder for the Blazers is backed up now because in the first, Walsh knocked one over his head and ended up rolling under the fence. Allowed the leadoff man couldn't score. He had to stay at third. He eventually ended up scoring on the RBI ground out by Rodica. Pitches outside, 3-1. And I'm glad I said Quillian had settled down. He had some good stuff going. And that is why I'm behind the microphone. The 3-1. It's called strike 2 on the outside corner. And we will go full. The 3-2 swung on and fouled away. Walsh stays alive. About to have a little baseball get underway here, and I will update scores throughout the evening if there's time. Don't forget there's only 7 innings in high school baseball. The payoff pitch from Quillian to Walsh is ball 4 high. And just like in the first inning, the first 2 runners reach here in the third. So the top of the order for the Crusaders are getting it done. Question is, can Rodica, Segal, and Valentine, the 3, 4, 5 in the order, instead of getting the ground outs and eventually scoring runners, can they continue the little rally that Winniset and Walsh has started? Rodica over 1, but does have the RBI ground out to the second baseman. 3-2, Blazers lead the Crusaders, bottom of the third. Quillian probably didn't get the sign he liked because he faked the second. That's usually what happens on the fake. They're not completely sold on what they want to throw. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, and a pitch at the eyes. 0-1. Rodica was thinking about making this a 5-3 ball game with 1 swing, and he missed it. Wind continues to gust to dead center field, so anything up in the air, outfielders really need to take a step back on first before going forward. Pitch in the dirt. 1-1. It's exactly what Jeremy Rivera, the left fielder, did for the Crusaders in the top of the third. He went back and then came in quickly on the fly ball left, but he ended up having the errant throw to the plate, and that allowed the leading runner to score. There's a swing and a foul. And that is why the Blazers have a 3-2 lead. It's really tough on you when you are not hitting. You're only in for defense, and you end up making that error. That's a tough thing. And you just hope, for his sake and the Crusaders' sake, that this game doesn't finish with a 3-2 ball game. So Quillian, long look in. He'll come set from the belt and deliver. Swung and popped up. It's going to be out of play. So if you watched any of the Rays last night, tough loss to say the least for Tampa. They lost the Blue Jays 8-7, but it's in the fashion that they lost. Here's next pitch, swung on and fouled straight back. Good at bat by Rodica. The Rays scored 7 in the fourth. The big blow, the third career grand slam by Longoria, and it was 7-0. And of course the Rays figured out a way to allow 8 runs in the next 5 innings, swinging a foul straight back again, and they lose 8-7. Jake McGee continues to struggle for the Rays, wondering how many appearances he's had versus the amount of home runs he's allowed. It's been a tough 2013 for the most sure reliever they had last year outside of Fernando Rodney. Quillian comes set again for the Blazers, and he'll deliver. Pitch, cold third strike on the outside corner. Strikeout number 2 for Quillian. That'll bring in Seagal. I know it sounds crazy, but Quillian really has a look of delivery of like Jake Westbrook, the Cardinals. Doesn't have the sinking action that Westbrook has. You probably don't want his ERA in most years either. Here's David Seagal, the catcher, the freshman. He had the RBI ground out to tie the game, or to give the Crusaders the lead in the second at 2-1. And the ball's in the dirt. They're going to try and steal third, and they will. Both runners will move up on the wild pitch. Catcher did everything he could to not have the runners advance, but Shiflett couldn't get him at third. The wild pitch has second and third. Crusaders trailing by a run. So if Seagal can put anything out on the outfield grass, Crusaders could flip it from a 3-2 deficit to a 4-3 lead. Valentine on deck, the shortstop. He'll swing. He's going to hit a ground ball to second, knock it down, flip, and that will retire Seagal, but he has another 4-3 RBI ground out. He's got 2 RBIs on the night, and best thing you can do, you get the run home with less than 2 outs, and he hits that ground ball to the right side. I love that kind of baseball. I know you want him to get the hit, being the cleanup hitter, but you'll take the tie ball game, and now you'll hope Valentine can come through with 2 outs here in the third. We're going to have a pinch runner. I can't see who it is. I think it's Michael Huff, number 4. It is. He'll pinch run for Walsh. Interesting he does that on third with 2 outs. Not really going to play for a play at the plate or anything, so either the base hit's going to score him easy. I guess you could have the pass ball or the wild pitch again. He could maybe try and steal home. Bottom of the third, 3-3 the score. Blazers scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Crusaders batting, they scored 2 in the first. Now they have 1 in the third. They have a man at third and 2 out. Pitch is low, 1-0. And their shortstop, the number 5 hitter, Steve Valentine at the plate. Valentine ended the first with a ground ball to third. There's a pitch right there on the inside corner, right at the knees, 1-1. Quillian set, and he'll deliver. Pitch right there on the outside corner, 1-2. Once again, you're listening to Play On Sports. Tom Hubbard behind the camera, executive producer, and everything else. Chris, and I don't know the last name, it's no big deal. Pitch is fouled away, not like that, but Chris Barno. Now that would be a first in the major leagues, I would guess. Have there ever been any Barnos? Not that I've ever heard of. And considering, for fun, I read the Major League Baseball Encyclopedia. That's basically why I'm so boring. Chris Barno. That's a great name. You have to be from a country town, Chris. If I'm not mistaken, the count is 1-2 to Valentine. We still on? Oh.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the...
4-3 the score. We're back to Canterbury High School. Walsh starts Helmuth off with the fastball. It's 1-0. One and one to count after the foul ball. I've lost the count completely. I apologize. I'm having issues with everything. I'm trying to get everything up to date. My phone's messing around. It's not good. I apologize. I messed up there, folks. Walsh, slow change. Is going to be driven out into left field, and that'll fall for a base hit. A little blooper, and that is a leadoff base hit for Helmuth here in the 4th. 4-3. Canterbury Crusaders lead the Sarasota Christian Blazers in a win or go home matchup. And here's the number 9 hitter, Ryan Winger. Winger had an RBI single in the 2nd. The Blazers have figured out a way to score a run in each inning so far. One in the 1st, one in the 2nd, one in the 3rd. Here we are in the 4th. I don't know what the delay is, folks. Umpire. I wonder if we have pinch runner. I think that's exactly what we have. So we have someone running for Brandon Helmuth. I don't have the number. Ryan Winger at the plate. Runner's back. We have a little action in the bullpen for the Crusaders. Walsh, there's a bunt right in front of the plate, third baseman field, and he'll throw over. So a good sacrifice bunt by Winger. Goes 5-3 on the play. We've got a runner in scoring position and one out. So the pinch runner is number 3, Tyler Schmucker. Wonder if he makes jelly. Jonathan Miller, center fielder, with one out. Swung on, fouled straight back, 0-1. Miller struck out looking in the first, and then he walked and was stranded in the second. And here he is in the fourth, looking to try and add to that .439 average he had coming into the year. Base hit here would do it. The 0-1 in the dirt, 1-1. Schmucker at second. You'll hear me say that name a lot. That's just a great name. 1-1 on Miller. Anything on the grass is probably a chance to tie the game. Pitch is high. 2-1. Joey Champ on deck. Chad Miller, if anyone else, can keep the inning going. 2-1 right there at the knees. 2-2. Next pitch to Miller, low and inside. They get him swinging. Good play by the catcher to tag him out. 2 down. That's the second strikeout for Miller for the night. And it is strikeout number 4 for Walsh. So man at second, 2 out, and they need the DH Joey Champ to come through. Pitch is called a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. The only inning we have not had a run scored was the bottom of the second. Every other inning we've had a run scored. There's a shot to left center. That's going to get down, and that's going to be an RBI base hit for the DH Champ, and he is going to tie the game for the Blazers, and it is going to be 4-4 in the clutch with 2 outs. Champ comes through, and he'll get this inning off to Chad Miller, the number 3 hitter for the Blazers. So 4-4. They continue to score 1 run an inning. As I said, they continue to do that, they'll score 7, and that usually is good enough to win. High school, if you can't win by scoring 7 runs, you probably don't deserve to win. First pitch is low, 1-0. Miller popped up to second in the first, grounded out to third to end the second. If Miller can get on, MVP of this game so far, Shiflett, will come to the plate. Count is 2-0. That's a ground ball at third. It skips by the third baseman, and that will continue the inning. That's going to be an error. He should have made that play. First and second, 2 down. It is hard to see out here. We got the sun looking right in our eyes, so bear with us if I'm a little delayed with the broadcast here at times. And that'll bring in Shiflett, and I got to be honest with you. I'm not saying I do the Showalter just about. I know Showalter walked Bonds with the bases loaded. You got 2 on. You don't want to put anybody else in scoring position. But Shiflett's 2 for 2, a double, a triple, an RBI, a run scored. And he's hitting now better than .521. He came into the game hitting .521. Kid's phenomenal for an 8th grader. Yes, folks, 8th grade. 1-0 to Shiflett. In tight, 2-0. You throw that ball anywhere around the Tampa area, and he's probably going to hit it. Taylor Briggs on deck. There's a swing and a shot to right center. That ball's going to get down and go to the wall, and Shiflett's going to add to his legend here in the regional semi as an 8th grader. He'll clear the bases, gives the Blazers a 6-4 lead. He's got a double, a triple. He's got 3 RBIs, a run scored. Phenomenal, folks. unbelievable. He has 7 total bases on the night. And if the papers don't write about this kid after this game, they never will. 6-4, Blazers retake the lead in a back-and-forth game. They really need Briggs to come through. He's 0 for 2. He's going to swing and drive one out to center. Center fielder will make the play. He hit that one right on the nose, but right at the center fielder. But damage is done. Blazers send 7 to the plate. They get 3 base hits, the big knock, the 2-out, 2-run double by Shiflett. Blazers retake the lead 6-4. You are listening to PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from
He
Dion.
took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just
Holy cow!
can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think Dion froze when he saw him. He's ready to hand off to his running back.
Oh, okay. Welcome back to Canterbury High School Regional Semifinal 2A. Canterbury trailing the Blazers of Sarasota Christian 6-4. Heading to the bottom of the 4th. For the Crusaders, it'll be Rivera, Levi, Rosario, 7, 8, and 9. And then we'll turn the lineup card over. It's been a good ball game by score, but there have been plenty of errors. And that's tough to take as a coach. So here we go. Rivera flew out to center in the 2nd. Pitch from Quillian right there, 0-1. Pitch in the dirt, 1-1. Long look in by Quillian. Pitch is outside, 2-1. Here's the next one from Quillian, 2-1. It's going to be low, 3-1. So Rivera trying to get on to lead off the 4th. Crusaders have had the leadoff man on 2 of the 3 innings, and they will have they call it a strike or ball 4. There's a discussion with the umpire. Coach is going to come down. I thought it almost hit him. Head coach and the umpire are going to ask, where are we going for dinner tonight? Yeah, exactly. The center fielder right here, Miller, saying to his left fielder, just said it was called a strike and it almost hit him. So even Miller knows that ball almost hit him, and he's looking back at us saying, yeah, you heard me right. So it's going to go 3-2, and we're going to have the umpires come in. The only one that can make a call on this is the first base umpire if it hit him. I think Rivera thinks it hit him. I didn't see the ball change. So we will see what these umpires decide. I'm trying to get my phone working here, folks. So I can update some scores in Major League Baseball. I am having major issues here as we go along. I think we're going to have a decision. It's a 3-2 count. That's what the umpire made that call at the plate. That's got to be the call, right? Two fouled straight back. We'll do it again. A one hopper back to the mound. They'll flip the first, and the leadoff man is retired. One down. Here's Levi, the designated hitter. He had a single back in the second with 2 outs, but ended up being stranded. Which is high, 1-0. The 1-0 swung on and missed. 2-0. I'm sorry. 1-1. I can't count after 6 o'clock. I apologize. The 1-1 from Quillian. Swung on and missed. Tell you what, Levi's behind on his fastball. And I don't think I'm throwing anything except heat. Levi has that long swing trying to get to that ball. 1-2, strike 3 call on the outside corner. Once again, that catcher knew it was strike 3, and he's up throwing the ball around before it's even called. And that's strikeout number 3 for Quillian. 2 of them have been looking. And he has 1 in every inning. One in the second, 1 in the third, 1 in the fourth. He did not have 1 in the first. Here's Rosario, the center fielder. Injured his ankle earlier in the game, but he said he was okay to continue. He'll swing and hit a hopper to short. Shortstop a field throw over, and he will get his man by a step. For the first time tonight, we're going to celebrate a 1-2-3 inning, and it looks like the Blazers may have gained a little momentum there. No hits, no runs, no one left. We will head to the top of the 5th. It's getting late here in St. Pete. 6-4, Blazers lead the Crusaders. You are listening to Play on Sports.
1 match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from Dion.
He took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just...
Holy cow!
Can't say I've seen that one very often.
Patrick Walsh back out for his 5th inning of work here for the Crusaders. For the Blazers in the top of the 5th, Quillian, Weaver, Helmuth. Anybody gets on winger. Pitch in the dirt, 1-0. 6-4, Blazers lead the Crusaders. Regional semifinal here in St. Pete, where Canterbury High School, the 1-0 right there, 1-1. still a gorgeous night here in St. Pete. 7:15. I'm from Missouri, and there was snowed there this weekend. Swung on, fouled back 1 and 2. The Blazers of Sarasota Christian scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 in the fourth to regain the lead. It's really been a back-and-forth game all night. Air-filled, to say the least. Pitch is high, 2 and 2. The opposing pitcher, Quillian, at the plate, hitting .347. Both bullpens are quiet now. Pitch in the dirt, 3 and 2. You got to think you get the leadoff walk here. You might get the bullpen started again. And he may be stirring in that dugout already. The 3-2. And that's a leadoff walk for Quillian. And how many times do those come back to bite you? The answer is often. Here's Weaver. Doubled in the second, stranded, struck out in the third. He was strikeout victim number 3 at the time. He's going to have a meeting with his coach, third base coach, which, if I'm not mistaken, is the head coach as well, would be my guess. Most times it is in high school and even in college. Weaver hitting .326 on the year, and obviously being 1 for 2, his average went up. Pitch is going to get away from the catcher, and that'll allow Quillian to go into second. So we got a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Weaver at the plate. The 1-0 from Walsh. It's a bunt. It's a good one. Pitcher will field. Fire to first. And they will get their man at first. But they have a man at third, 1 out. Fly ball or ground ball will obviously extend this lead. Brandon Helmuth, he's 1 for 2. He grounded out the third in the second, and he singled, and the pinch runner scored in the fourth. Helmuth came in hitting 91, so his average has skyrocketed, being 1 for 2 on the night now. On deck, Ryan Winger hitting .270 on the year. He's hoping to get a chance to extend this lead as well. There's a ground ball that's short. They're going to come home with it. Play at the plate. He's going to be out. Looks safe. No manager going to come complain. I'm telling you, that throw was on the first base side of the bag, but they eventually call Quillian out, and it's going to be 2 out, man at first. Play will go 6-2. Cut down on a nice play by the shortstop. I really thought with the throw being on the wrong side of the bag, I thought he got his foot in there. He did not, so we got 2 down. Man at first, and here's Winger. Winger's 1 for 2, pitches low. In fact, Winger's 1 for 1. Single and an RBI in the second, and then he had the sacrifice in the fourth. So he's 1 for 1, looking to add to his .270 average he had coming in tonight. Really looking to try and get this to Miller and turn the lineup card over and have your leadoff man hit, swing and a miss, 1-1. Walsh still on the mound. Starting pitcher for the Crusaders. Swinging a foul straight back. 1-2, sorry, Chris. We're in the 5th. 6-4. Sarasota Christian leads Canterbury. The 1-2. Swung on and fouled down the third baseline. I mean, just foul. Helmuth will go back to first. I'm still wondering about Helmuth, and if he had an injury, this is only his 7th game played all year. You got to think that's the case. Pitch in the dirt, good play by the catcher there, keeps it in front. Both catchers, for being young, done phenomenal. Freshman catcher for the Crusaders keeping that in front. Runner can't advance, especially as wild as both teams have been. 2-2. There's a shot to short. One hopper, shortstop of field. They'll go the short way, and they do get their man by a hair, and that will retire the side. And for the first time tonight, the Blazers do not score a run. And we will head to bottom of 5. 6-4, Sarasota Christian lead Canterbury. You are listening to Play On Sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
.316 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from
He
Dion.
took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just
Holy cow!
can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think Dion froze when he saw him. He's ready to hand off to his running back. He froze when he saw him and just let him have the ball.
12 seconds to go. Oh, you could hear a pin drop. 5, 4, 3, 2. Get the snap off. Last play of the game. Brewster rolls right. Gets away from 2 sacks. Dons wins. Sack at the 20-yard.
Bottom of the 5th. Blazers lead the Crusaders 6-4, and it's getting late. Don't forget, they only play 7 innings. You're really looking now, it's the bottom of the 7th if you're talking Major League Baseball time. So it's late. Quillian back out for his 5th inning of work. Nobody up in either bullpen. It's still Quillian and Walsh's. First pitch is going to hit the batter. It's up and in. The pitcher is not happy. I'm wondering what he was really steaming that it happened. So it obviously got away. You're up 6-4. You don't want to put the leadoff runner on, and he does. So it's the hit by pitch. Winniset's on for the 3rd time tonight, and that'll bring in Patrick Walsh. He's been on both times. He was doubled and scored in the 1st, walked and scored in the 3rd, and obviously they keep this trend. They scored 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 3rd. Trend continues to be 6-6 heading to the 6th, and no one ever wants to see 6-6-6. Throw over, gets back. Rodica on deck. David Seagal in the hole. Pitch is just outside. 1-0. 6-4. Big inning here for the Crusaders, to say the least, getting late. Throw over, he's back safely. Walsh is going to call time. He's not happy. Neither is Quinlan with him calling time. 1-0, the count to Walsh. Short lead by the runner. Walsh is going to swing and foul one. 1-1. Wind continues to gust to dead center field. And the sun is directly in the eyes of the center fielder Miller, and obviously the shortstop and second baseman. It is really tough up the middle for these guys, and especially in right as well. Throw over, gets back safely. Winnicett with an okay lead there. Rare when you see a third baseman leading off. Pitch is high and outside. 2-0. 2-1, I'm sorry, 2-1. There's foul back. The only other position that probably you see leading off a little less would either be first base or catcher. But as quirky as the Rays do their lineup, they had John Jaso, the catcher, leading off for a while one year. 2-1. It's called a strike on the inside corner. 2-2. Plenty of room in left center for Walsh. The throw over, he's back. And you have a heckling mom of the Blazers saying, yeah, throw it away. That's great to hear. The 2-2, and that's going to be a base hit to left. Left fielder will come in, and the first two runners are on for the third time tonight for the Crusaders. The top of the order has been coming through all night. So Winnicett has been on base all three times. Walsh has now been on base all three times. In fact, Walsh is 2 for 2 with a walk. Winnicett is 1 for 2. He reached on an error in the first, and he was hit by a pitch in the fifth. And that's going to be all for Quinlan. We're going to have a pitching change here in the fifth. Chris, you want to go to commercial? We'll try and figure some stuff out. We will go to break. We'll try to figure out who's on the mound. You are listening to Play on Sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from
He
Dion.
took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just...
Holy cow!
Can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think Dion froze when he saw him. He's ready to hand off to his running back. He froze when he saw him and just let him have the ball.
12 seconds to go. Oh, you could hear a pin drop. 5, 4, 3, 2. Get the snap off. Last play of the game. Brewster rolls right. Gets away from 2 sacks.
Welcome back to Play on Sports. I am Curtis Stelzer, voice of the SCF Manatees, as well as 1280 Fox Sports Sarasota. 6-4 the score. Crusaders trail the Blazers. And Taylor Briggs will come in from second base to pitch. And because I don't have a lot of the numbers, we're just going to make that change and really... You gotta love when kids are okay talking. Adults, like earlier, there was the Miller kid in center. He was talking and pointing to me because I heard what he said. And you know what? Those kids nowadays, that's great that those kids like that. There's a lot of kids nowadays, most kids nowadays, always think they're too good for the old people. I love it. I'll tell you right now, I am a big fan of the Sarasota Christian program. And obviously, I met the AD, Mr. Helmuth, recently, and he is a very nice guy, which shows on their kids and their program. So here we go. 2 on, nobody out. David Rodica at the plate. Second baseman. He's 0 for 2. Does have an RBI. First pitch from Briggs is a ball, 1-0. Rodica grounded out to second in the first, but drove in a run on that. And then he struck out looking with 2 on, nobody out in the third. And here he is in the same situation in the fifth. It's like deja vu for the third time tonight. Pitch in the dirt. So Radica, it's 2-0. Radica, his third at bat, both times hit with 2 on and nobody out. So they're really looking for this 3-4-5 to come through, trailing 6-4 here in the bottom. There's a swing and a chopper to short. He'll field. He'll have to go to first. It was a high chopper. Nice play by the shortstop. He'll make sure he gets the 1 out. That's the way to make sure you get 1. But the runners do move up. It's second and third. And it's going to be up to Seagal and Valentine. So 4 and 5. Seagal continues to hit a ground ball to second and continues to get an RBI. He's done it both times. But this time, the infield's going to play in, which is an interesting decision considering you're up 6-4. The 1 run doesn't kill you. The base hit kills you, so I'm thinking you should play back. And if it's 6-5, it's not a big deal. On the ground ball, you still have the lead if you can get the next batter. So there's a reason why I still have hair and I'm not gray. I'm not a baseball coach. They need to make those decisions, and I am glad I'm not. Briggs pitches outside. Good fastball. Really looks like Briggs keeps the ball down. Nice thing there, that's for sure. He can't beat you, especially with the wind blowing out. But the count's 1-0. You still got to throw strikes. The freshman catcher Seagal at the plate. Good block by the Blazers catcher, 2-0. Valentine on deck. He's 1 for 2. If you can't get your 3, 4, and 5 to come through with the amount of times they've had people on base, it's tough to win ball games. So Crusaders really need them to come through. There's a swing and a pop-up on the infield. Shortstop and third baseman converge. Shortstop's going to take it. That's 2 down. And it's going to be up to Valentine. And I will tell you right now, if Taylor Briggs can figure out a way to get Valentine, what you would call Big Mo would be in the Blazers dugout. And if you don't know what that is, it's called momentum. And that is a huge thing, especially up 2 runs going into the 6th. Briggs is going to go out of the full windup. I really like that. Go with what you're comfortable with second and third. Briggs comes set. He gets his sign. He'll deliver. Good pitch. Right at the knees. 0-1. You pull out all the stops in playoff baseball, and I don't think any of these coaches are holding back with these pitchers. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1-1. I don't think there's any relation to Taylor Briggs and the former real mean outside linebacker for the Chicago Bear, Briggs. They don't look alike either. 1-1. Pitch in the dirt, blocked by the catcher, and the runners cannot advance. I'll tell you what. This Shiflett is an 8th grader, and he is one of the best ball players I have ever seen at the high school level. He is tearing it up at the plate, and he does it all behind the plate. You got to remember, it's a catcher. It's not like he's in right field where you see some 8th graders. He's behind the plate, man in the game. The 1-1. Right there on the outside corner. What a pitch from Briggs. 1-2, and he's 1 strike away. 2-2 is the count, I'm sorry. He's 1 strike away from getting out of a 2-on, nobody out jam and coming in and doing the job. Gets the sign, and he'll deliver. Swung on, and that's going to be fouled down the right field line. Just about a foot away from being a tie ball game. And with 2 outs and Valentine at the plate, he can get anything on the outfield grass, runners going. It's pretty much a tie ball game for sure. Briggs gets the sign out of the full windup once again. The 2-2. Right there at the knees. Strike 3 call. And I'm telling you right now, Shiflett can be the umpire. He's moving before it's called, and that will end the inning. What a job by Briggs, and he's going to possibly go down as an unsung hero. It's his first strikeout of the night. It's a huge one. The Crusaders strand 2, and we will head to the top of the 6th. Blazers lead the Crusaders 6-4. You are listening to PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from Dion.
He took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just...
Holy cow!
Can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap. I think
Patrick Walsh back out for his 6th inning of work. 6-4. Blazers lead Crusaders. They would really like to at least add one more here in the 6th if they can and continue to chip away and add to this lead and extend it as much as they can. And it's going to be the leadoff man, Miller. It's his 4th at bat of the night. He struck out twice. He walked in the 2nd. The 1-0, he's going to swing and ground one to second. Field, they'll throw over, and they will just get Miller, who can get down the line. 1 down. Because Miller can fly, I couldn't pull out the old Bob Uecker from Major League. There's the 78 hopper to second. Here's Joey Shamp, the DH. He has a big hit in this ball game. In the first, he reached on an error by the shortstop and eventually scored. He's going to swing and hit a 1-hopper to third. Fire across diamond. First baseman comes off the bag, but he's able to tag Shamp 2 down. Shamp had the important RBI single in the 4th, but he's retired here. And here's Chad Miller, the shortstop. He's a senior, and he's headed to St. Leo to play a little Division II ball. He popped up to second in the 1st. He popped up to third, or grounded out to third in the 2nd. I'm sorry. And then he reached on an error by the third baseman in the 4th and eventually scored. Scored the 6th run of the ball game. He'll swing and drive one out to right. Right field's going to come in, dive, and it's going to get under his glove. And that's going to be a double for the shortstop. And he's going to be 1 for 4 now. And we're going to have a runner in scoring position. And here comes Shiflett. He's really had a bad night. 2 doubles and a triple. 3 RBIs and a run scored. He needs to be better than that, folks, as an 8th grader. Kid can play, guys, I'm telling you. He's got 7 total bases in a regional semifinal, and it's going to take a lot for someone not to make him MVP at this point. I'd like to know the record in a regional game for total bases in a game. We all know, oh yeah, they're going to say, yeah, Barry Bonds just walked to first. He may be the best hitting catcher since Mike Piazza. The intentional walk. He may have just set another record of being the only 8th grader intentionally walked in a regional game. So now he's got 8 bases on the night. And here's the now pitcher, Taylor Briggs, with 2 on and 2 out. Pitch just misses, 1-0. You know what? I know at times people go, well, why do you keep talking about this kid? Well, if you earn it, you're going to get it from this guy. He came in hitting .521, and he's only added to the average. There go the runners. There's a swing and a ground ball to third. Throw across, and they will retire the side. The Blazers do get a hit. They also walk, but they strand both. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Sarasota Christian leads Canterbury 6-4. You are listening to PlayOnSports.com.
match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
3:16 left to go in this ball game. I formation, 3rd and 3 from the 45 of the Wolverines. And this time, holy cow! Dion almost hands it to the Westview player. He's going to run this to the 5-10. Touchdown, Wolverines! How did that happen? That was
Snyder.
Holy cow! He was in the backfield before the running back could even get the handoff. He took the handoff from
He
Dion.
took the ball right out of Dion's hands and just
Holy cow!
can't say I've seen that one very often.
Snyder comes shooting in from the A-gap.
Welcome back to Canterbury High School. 6-4, Sarasota Christian leads the Crusaders. I'm Curtis Stelzer, voice of Fox Sports Sarasota, as well as SCF Manatees. Manatees baseball team is qualified for the state tournament for the 19th consecutive year. They head to Lakeland starting Friday. If you'd like to listen in, you can just go to scfmanatees.com and you can listen in to the state tournament. I'm not sure I'll be there Friday. We don't know if we can get Matt, the athletic director, back from Texas from tennis, but for sure Saturday and Sunday I will be there, so listen in there. You can follow me on Twitter at Fox Sports Stelzy. So if you'd like to follow, please do. I'd love to hear from you. Briggs back out. Did an unbelievable job to end the 5th. He came in with 2 on, nobody out in a 6-4 game, and he retired the next 3 he faced to keep the score at 6-4. 1-0 to Tomko. Pitches low. 2-0. Crusaders down to their last 6 outs. They really would like to at least get a run here. You'd like to be within 1 run heading to the 7th. Tomko Rivera Levi. Pitches low. 3-0. Fine, I haven't. I heard it. I swear I did. And I can't find his name on here, so on the stat sheet. I thought they said Josh Latowski, but I'm sure I'm wrong. There's a chopper to second. Second baseman will come in, field, fire across. 3 down. We will head to the bottom of the 7th. Blazers lead the Crusaders 6-5. What a ball game in a regional semifinal where the loser goes home in a big-time rivalry. For the Crusaders in the 7th, at the beginning of the game, you would have told head coach Dave Smith, in the 7th, you're down a run in the bottom of the 7th, and you have 3, 4, 5 coming up. You're probably going to be pretty happy. But 3, 4, and 5 are 1 for 9. If anybody gets on, Tomko, he adds to the 0 for-ness. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. So they're really 1 for 11 with a base hit and a walk. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So still tough. We don't have to. It's okay. We're almost there. They're about ready to go out. Is Briggs still out there?
No.
I think he is. That shortstop, still the same shortstop. Briggs, number 2, will be the man. I think they just wanted to make sure. So Briggs is still on the mound. They just wanted to make sure the shortstop Miller was okay to go if he needed to throw a little bit. 3 outs away from the Blazers beating the Crusaders. The last half inning from them going to the Regional 8. But then, I should say the Regional Final and the Elite 8. But you also have the Crusaders are 2 runs away from winning in walk-off style and going to the Elite 8. Loser goes home. Outfielders are playing deep, but they are not guarding the line at third. They are at first. First pitch to Radica's in the dirt, 1-0. Radica, Seagal, Valentine, anyone gets on, Tomko. The 1-0. Swung on, right back up the middle, off Briggs' ankle. He's going to field and flip. One down. He can almost make that a 1-1-3 put out. He doesn't get it twice, but Briggs, you can tell it's the playoffs of the NHL, makes a kick save on the mound and is able to flip to first. And the Blazers are 2 outs away from advancing. David Segal will stroll in. He's 0 for 3, but he's grounded out to second twice, and both times he's got an RBI on it, once in the first and once in the third. And I'm going to try and finish this game without crying about my Blues losing both games in LA. I'm tearing up big time.
Sorry, they couldn't be.
And the Red Wings aren't going to advance past Anaheim, so it doesn't really matter. And I really hope they get by. I'd love to see. I don't care. I want the Blues to play Chicago and Detroit, just because to get even over about 20 years of just dreadfulness. I'm still upset about Yzerman from the point back in 96 or 97 over John Casey's shoulder from beyond the blue line to send them to the Stanley Cup. I'm still crying about that. John Casey. So here we go with 1 out. Segal, Briggs says he's okay, and he's still throwing BBs. Swung on and fouled over the Blazers. 1 out. Miller looks back to the outfield, telling him no doubles. Nothing falls in between, and that's why they're deep. 1 down. What a ball game. 6-5 the score. Bottom of the 7th. Home team Crusaders has the whole crowd for them. Good pitch there. 0-2. Tom Hubbard doing the video. I don't know if he knows, but he's got people standing in his truck seeing this game, I think. How great is that? That's awesome. The 0-2. Just outside. 1-2. That's exactly what you do on an 0-2 pitch. See if you can get him fishing. Now you go after him. You don't want to go to 2-2. You come right after him and make him hurt you. The worst thing you can do is tie the game. He can't beat you. The 1-2 to Segal. High, 2-2. I think Briggs was going after him. I'll tell you what, I think Briggs' best pitch tonight has been that backdoor slider. You got to wonder if he'll try and throw it here and get him on that outside corner. He backs it up on the outside part of that plate to the left-hander. It's going to be a fastball driven out the left. Left field, go back. He'll come in, and he will make the play. 2 down. And if I'm a coach in that dugout, I'm yelling 2 hands as he one-hands it. And the Blazers are 1 out away from going to the regional final. And the main reason would be their 8th grade catcher, Shane Shiflett. But Briggs may get co-MVP, as he came in the 5th with 2 on and nobody out, and he was able to get the next 3 hitters to get out of the inning. Pitch is foul off the hand, straight back. 0-1 to Steve Valentine, the shortstop. Valentine's 1 for 3. Grounded out the 3rd and the 1st. Singled and was stranded in the 3rd. Struck out looking in the 5th. And that ended the 5th with 2 on, 2 out. Swinging a foul straight back. And the Blazers are 1 strike away from, I'm sure, having a happy dance on the mound. Because every round you advance, you keep going. It's just like in the NCAA tournament, basketball tournament in March. The 0-2 to Valentine. Right there, strike 3. And the Blazers will go to the regional final as Briggs pitches one heck of a ball game. Sarasota Christian wins 6-5. We're going to go to break. We will come back and wrap it up right here on PlayOnSports.com. You are listening to PlayOnSports.com. I am Curtis Stelzer.
We can get a player up here.
Ah, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
4th and 10 from the 41-yard line for St. Augustine. Kennedy dropping back to pass.
Welcome back to Canterbury High School, where Sarasota Christian has defeated Canterbury 6-5 in a very good ball game, especially in the last 3 innings. Very sloppy in the first 4, but a well-played game to end the game. Briggs comes in for the Blazers in the 5th. There was 2 on and 1 out in a 6-4, or 2 on, nobody out in a 6-4 game, and he was able to get the next 3 hitters to keep it a 6-4 game, and they end up holding on to win the regional semifinal 6-5. Easily the MVP of the game is the 8th grade catcher for Sarasota Christian. His name's Shane